Hello, this is Bill Ofston, Director of Assessment, and today I would like to show you a quick video for how to enter grades for the standards-based elementary report card. I'm going to start by going to an English Language Arts class. So I've logged into Skyward and I've located my grade books, and now I'm going to click on a grade book and go to the home screen for that particular grade. Now you can see at the top I have reading, writing, and speaking, and they're all collapsed down. Actually, speaking is not. The speaking standards are visible, but writing and reading are collapsed down, and I can click on those plus icons to expand out and view all of those standards. Your job at the end of the term, and for this school year, the 2015 school year, will be to enter in grades for the standards that you have taught and evaluated at this time. Those grades will be entered in at the end of the term and can be entered directly by clicking on the title bar, which opens up a grading window. From this grading window, you can very easily mass load all of the student grades by selecting this box right here in the center. And for example, in this particular class, I'm going to add everybody a 2. Click OK, and it populates all the grades as a 2. Now what I want to show you is in this first column, the 2s represent the grade mark, 4, 3, 2, 1, that I want to see displayed. And next to that is a default percentile. So I'm going to click on the grade marks. Now, here's the grade mark, 4, 3, 2, 1, the description. And this is in the middle here is the range of values that are tied to each of these grade marks. So if I put in a 2, the computer doesn't know exactly what percentage to put with that within this range because I haven't told it. So it loads a default value of 60% in for a 2. So whenever you're grading students, understand that when you enter a grade mark, it will put the default percentile in there. If you prefer, you can enter percentages in directly, and those percentages will then go to that range and enter the corresponding grade mark. When parents get their report cards, all they will see will be this grade mark column. So your job is really, just like in LAD this last year, is to enter in grades or grade marks for each of the students for the subjects that you've taught. One more thing on this screen before I move on is this last column with the label mod or modified. This is for students that might be using a modified learning standard. Let's say you have a student, they could be on an IEP, they could be on a 504, they may be under no special program, but that you need to modify the standard for. Let's say you're doing a writing assignment and maybe they sprained their wrist and they are going to have a shortened writing assignment. You could click modified here and would be telling the parent that that particular student had a modified standard for that particular grading period. So I click on save, and you can see that now it has populated the score column with grade marks, and it places an M next to the score for that student that has a modified grade mark. This is really a much better way of reporting to parents. When we had the SDI grade mark last year, this would instead be populated with an SDI, suggesting that that student had an IEP in reading, but it told the parent nothing about what the student's performance was when they were in our class. So in this way we can show the performance and say that this is working on a modified standard. So that's really the way of entering the scores. It's very easy. You click on the title bar of the standard you want to grade, fill in you can mass load the scores, and then do the adjustments on each individual student. There are several other ways of scoring. You can also do quick scoring, which will allow you to see all standards and all students on one screen, where you can then enter that. But if you do the quick scoring, it doesn't have a mass loading option. You can also click on the student's name and enter in all standards within this subject area for that particular student. If you would like to move to a different class, you just go up to the class menu and select the other standard that you would like to enter from. And now I can enter the standards for math. One last thing before we go, I want you to notice that the standards are actually groupings of standards. For this first one, I'm going to just mouse over it. This is Operations in Algebraic Thinking, and it's Standards Operations in Algebraic Thinking 1 and 2. And this is Writing and Interpreting Numeric Expressions. And this is really a group of 2 individual Common Core standards. We've grouped them this way because this is a way of taking similar standards, linking them together, and then reporting them out to parents this way. And it has one less step that you will have to discriminate between Operations in Algebraic Thinking Standard 1 and Standard 2. So whenever we're dealing with writing and interpreting numeric expressions, this one can go into this first standard grouping. The second one is analyzing patterns and relationships. So Standard 3 is focusing on that. This particular one is looking only at a single standard. Jumping over to Numbers and Operations Base 10, this one is looking at a group of 4 different standards, all related to place value. Okay? Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I can be found at extension 7981. Thank you very much, and good luck with your grading.